Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to do the update for Pan That palette. Let's get straight into it without any further ado. So this is what it looked like last month, and this is the palette Candy Haze from Revolution. So as you can see, I had quite many pans in here. My goal for this month was to finish if I could, the shade Tart, the brown shade. I have been using that as a bronzer and it's worked very well. So I thought maybe we could do that, maybe hit a pan or two. And also one of the goals I have is to finish at least 1 gram's worth of product every month. So this is what it looks like right now. And as you can see, I have hit the goal of finishing this one. So it's a really nice pan. It's the first empty shade in here. It's very exciting. I'm trying to use up this whole palette this year, and yeah, it's quite a task. But so far I am really enjoying this palette. It's very shimmer heavy. I didn't even bring this up last month, I think. It has so many shimmers. I think it only has like 4 mattes, so these 4 were mattes and now one of them is an empty. And usually mattes are so much harder to empty than shimmers for me, but these are so wearable. These are so simple to use as face products. So like I said, I use that as a bronzer. This one I can use all over my lid to set my eyeshadow base. This one I can use as a blush. This one in my inner corners or like underneath my brows or something, just to lighten it up. It looks a little bit blue here, but it doesn't really show up on the skin, I think. Maybe a little bit if I do a blue eyeshadow look, this is good to blend that out with. But otherwise, you know, I can use it. Did I use it today? No, I don't think so. But anyway, so we also have some new pans. So there's a lot of exciting things going on today. I hit pan in this shade right here, the Dreams shade. But I also hit pan in Wanderlust. So 2 new pans and 1 empty pan. That is awesome. I also finished 1.2 grams worth of product. So last time this weighed 175.01 grams, and today it weighs 173.81 grams. So 1.2 grams used this month, which is great. Like I said, at least 1 gram's worth of product is what I want to use every month. But I probably need to use a little bit more since there are 16 shades in here. Yes, I had a lot of pans showing when I rolled it in, so I'm not sure how much was in here, you know? They're 1 gram each, but since I had so many pans, I had used some of that up. So yeah, I'm not sure, but at least 1 gram's worth of product every month, and we should be fine, or at least have most of this out by the end of the year. So this next month, I will probably focus on this one. I only have a little bit left in my eyeshadow single with this shade in it. And when that one is done, I can just go full ham on this one. What more? I have expanded some pans. So this one I can see a little bit of a difference in. I can see a little bit of a difference, especially in this green shade right here. We have expanded this pan right there. I have expanded this one, but I think most of the pan showing here is because, you know, the product was kind of pressed around because it is more of a creamy shade. I think I'm going to try to work on these 2 for the next month. Mostly this one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back from that call, and what were we talking about? I was talking about the shades and, you know, my goals for next month. But I also wanted to mention one shade in particular because last time we did do a few swatches, and the only one that stood out there, I think, was the sweet one. This is kind of pigmented and everything else is very light except for this one. This silver called Sky. This is such a beautiful shade. I've used it pretty many times actually, and it works with everything. When I say that I love silver and it's the best color I know, it's this kind of silver. Like, this goes with everything. It's so creamy and buttery. Actually, one part of me wants to rebuy this whole palette after I'm done with it just for this silver because it's It's stunning. And people actually buy singles for like $15 or something. And this whole palette, I think it was $13 maybe. So, I mean, it might be worth it just for that shade. Although I know that some of my Ona's eye palettes have good silvers in them as well. So maybe I should wait, but you know, I don't even know if I can find this anymore. I don't know. But anyway, I thought we would go through the usage on this one. So let's start at the top with the shadow Gaze. I've used this one 7 times this month. Dreams, I've hit pan on. I hit pan after 23 total uses, but this month I only used it 10 more times to hit that pan and expand it a little bit. The shade Golden, I've used 4 times. It actually works a little bit like a bronzer as well, or like a bronzer topper, or in my crease, because these shades are not so shimmery. Most of them are not that shimmery, so I can get away with using them in my crease as well as on the eyelids. And it works great during nights when I work. It works, you know, for an everyday basis when I don't really want to be seen or, you know, out there. Or, you know, if I don't want to do my whole face of makeup and just have a little bit, this is a great palette for that. Let's move on to this shade. This will be a great highlighter. I have used it a couple of times as a highlighter, and I think I've expanded the pan here as well. So this I've used 9 times this month. This gold, again, I haven't used it at all, so nothing in this project yet. Tarte, however, I used 22 times for a total of 63 times to finish it up. Then we come to the cream shade Sorbet. I've used that 3 times. Like I said, I was working on another cream shade from a single eyeshadow. This one I've used 10 times, and you can definitely see the embossing or imprint, or, you know, the pan underneath. It is beginning to show. So I think we can hit pan on that one until the next update. Sky, I have used a lot more this month than last time. I have really enjoyed it. I have used this 5 times. Last month I only used it once. And this shade is one that I don't really want to waste. So I am trying to make looks where it can really shine, you know? And where it does its best work. I don't really want to waste it, but if I don't waste it or like use it in everyday looks, I will just have 5 uses here and there, and maybe I won't be able to use it up. By the way, there's no pan in here. I think it almost looks like that in the monitor, but there's no pan in that one. A little bit of a dip though, and I love it so much. Let's move on. We have Pick and Mix. I've used that one 8 times more. Sweet, I've used once or twice. I'm not sure. I think once this month. Wanderlust, I used 5 times for a total of 11 times. And I hit pan after the 10th time. Bubblegum, I've used once. Sugar, I haven't used at all this month. Candy, I've used 4 times, and it is a lot larger than before. But like I said, I think it's moving around because it is more of a, you know, more of a creamy shade. And last but not least, we have Cutie, and it seems like I've used that one twice, and I have expanded that pan a little bit. So those were all the uses. I am still happy with this palette. I am still really enjoying it. I am getting a little bit worried that I won't be able to finish it, but you know, I will not take that out in advance. I will just work on it and try to finish as much as I can at least. But I know I really have to make an effort to use Sky, Sweet, and Cutie. I've really begun using Candy and Gaze and Wanderlust in my inner corners almost at all times because I know they work, and I know I have to work on them all the time because I have 3 inner corner shades and I need to finish them all this year. So I am trying to use this as much as possible, like one of these 3 at least in every look. I forget though, I forget. But other than that, these 2 are definitely the hardest ones to work with, and yeah, I have to think about using them a little bit more. The gold shade, even though I haven't used it, I know that it actually goes pretty well over all of the lid if I use this as a liner. And I can use it like that a couple of times. And even though I don't love wearing golds, it works a lot better in the end of summer or, you know, in fall. So I think that will be a shade that I finish off a lot later. maybe on my nails as well. That's what's good about this palette. It's so shimmer heavy that I can actually use it on my nails if it's, you know, if it's too hard to use any shade. And most of them work on a day-to-day basis. It's not a hard palette to use at all. It makes life simple. I like it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this update and that I'll see you in the next one. Have a great evening. Bye.